Intro build, keys only. 1, 2, 3, 4. Verse, 3, 4. Intro, 2, 3, 4. Intro, 2, 3, 4.
Hey guys, Justin here and welcome to today's video. We are going to be talking about how to use the Line 6 Helix as an Ableton Live remote control. Somebody commented that as I was operating Ableton using my hands on stage, it looked like I was checking my email. Now I didn't want to be accused of being distracting, so I sought a solution in which I can use my Helix as the way to control my Ableton tracks. Now I can't recommend this as an absolutely perfect solution because there are known issues with the current version regarding USB MIDI. One major problem that I have been encountering with the version 2.82 is that if I were to use my Helix as both the audio interface where I got the ins and outs coming out of the Helix, and I use the Helix also as Ableton controller, I run into severe problems. The whole system will hang, I will have to restart the Helix, and then I got to reassign the audio ins and outs on Ableton, which meant that it would be like a catastrophic failure. It's a tech nightmare if the whole system collapses. So I cannot recommend using Helix as both the audio interface and the Ableton controller. If you want to, you should do one or the other. I have found that there is stability if you only use one of the functions. If you're using Helix only as the audio interface to route out your different tracks and your guide and your cue tracks, then it's fine. But if you want to use Helix as the controller, then I highly recommend you outsource the interfacing side of the equation. In other words, you might want to get like a DI box that can send out multiple outputs through from your PC to the front of house. Step number 1, you're going to go to the command center in the Helix. So select the button that you wish to turn into a Ableton command. Now you're going to set the function to Note On, because you want the Helix to trigger MIDI notes that will be captured by Ableton. It doesn't really matter what note you assign it on. By default, it's C3, but the thing you want to take note of is you need to assign different notes for different functions because you can't have the same note triggering different commands on Ableton. If you have 4 buttons, I'll have Note On for 4 different notes. I'll have C, C sharp, D, and D sharp. You can use any notes that you want. Just take note that you cannot have the same note assigned to different commands. It just won't. A lot of funky things will happen if you do that. Step 2, on Ableton's side of things, you need to make sure that Ableton is listening and looking out for Helix. Under Preferences and under MIDI, you're going to make sure that it looks kind of like this. Next up is to bring up the MIDI Command Assign tool, and that's with Ctrl+M. When you press Ctrl+M, you're now able to select different parts of Ableton's control screen and assign that to any button that you press. So let's do it step by step. Click on the play button, and then you're going to press your play button on the Helix to make that control assignment. You'll notice that on the left hand side where you see MIDI assignments, you see that the note that is triggered from Helix is now assigned to the play button on Ableton. Repeat this process for the various functions. Press the stop button, and then on your Helix, press the button that you want to label for stop, and then the MIDI note will be triggered and it will be captured by Ableton and it will be then learned as the stop function. I personally have play, stop, previous and next locator because my worship leader doesn't jump around sections that much, and then he will normally signal me to go back to a chorus or go back to a bridge if he wants to repeat those sections. Theoretically, you can assign any button to any locator. That's the power of using Helix as the Ableton controller. If you want to go back to a chorus and you want to have all your tracks play from the chorus onwards, you just need to put that locator right before the chorus starts, and then right before your next section, you punch in your locator button that you assign on Helix, and it will jump to the whatever section, your chorus, your bridge that you assign. That's it. It's a pretty simple process. If you have any questions, please post them in the comment box and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this interesting. This is Justin signing off.